Oh, let's go! I don't ever put a take profit number because you could just literally have your take profits run as far as you want. You want to cut your stop. You want to cut your oh sh! Oh sh! All of this like yo, what the? Well, I was explaining on the live stream, this is why I don't place take profit. That's the whole point of the set and forget. Oh my.
All right, so this giveaway is for the people that participated in the Rocket Challenge. The only way for you to know what that is, you have to join the free Telegram. The winner that lands in the top 10 in the leaderboard is gonna win a PS5. Why did I put the PS5 in the bathroom? I don't know. I was late at night, I was on the phone, and I just threw it in there. But I have another giveaway for all of you guys that subscribe to the channel. As soon as I hit 75K, YouTube literally tells me who subscribes to the channel. When I hit 75K, I have another PS5 coming to every single person that, not every single person that subscribes, that's possible. As soon as we hit 75K subs, I have an even bigger giveaway coming for you guys. So stay tuned to the next video, and let's get in with the video. First of all, shout out to Sensei for lending me the euros for 2 weeks because he went on a trip now. And I'm like, yo, I'm thinking of getting a euros. Lend me a euros because it's either, I'm in between a euros or a Cullinan. Everybody out here in Miami has a euros, in my opinion. I feel like it's played out. Like, you go to a red light, you can mix a euros for an Audi. It's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. But you can't mix a Cullinan with anything. It's a huge box. So first of all, shout out to Sensei for lending me the euros for 2 weeks. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about key points that got me to make those 60K, how I managed it, the risk management, the approach, pretty much everything that got me in order to get that trade. And then the most important for me, myself, I honestly think is the psychology, the mindset behind it, the, you know, risk tolerance, how I actually did about it. And that is the last point in the video. So make sure to watch the video all the way to the end because I'm gonna give you guys pretty much my whole entire route on how I did it. All right, so first things first is you need a ginger shot to start off the day so you're active, your brain is active, everything is ready. If you guys haven't had a ginger shot, I highly encourage it. They're amazing. All right, so rule number one is top analysis. So every single Sunday I get on a webinar with the guys in the Guided Bootcamp in the Discord, and I host a class where I go through every single pair that I trade. So I have a full watch list of pairs. I probably trade maybe 15, 16 pairs that I actively watch, but that doesn't mean that I actually trade them. So I'll do a full top down analysis and I'll pick the top 3, top 4, whatever trades have the best probabilities in going in that direction. I usually take trades that have all 3 time frames in sync. So I'm a pro trend trader, meaning I'm only trying to take a trade if the weekly time frame is bullish, daily time frame is bullish, and the 4-hour time frame is bullish. Because at that point, I'm going with the trend, right? Because you want the majority of the probabilities to be in your favor, and that's exactly what I did with gold. Gold ended up in the top 3 of that watch list, and I ended up trading with the weekly, daily, and then the 4-hour were all bullish, which got me to make that trade to hit 60K. So that's my rule number 1, doing a full proper top analysis, picking the top 3 pairs, top 4 pairs for the week that I'm going to be trading for that week. So the next very crucial point is setting areas of interest and where I'm looking to take the trade, right? So let's say we're bullish, we're creating higher highs. I want the market to create a higher low. In the case of gold, we're waiting for gold to give us a pullback to our area of interest. Once it gets to this area of interest, I was looking to buy. So the main important thing is you need to, after understanding what the trend is doing, whether we're going to the up or the downside, setting your top pairs, and then you need to set the area of interest of where you're looking to buy at the zone. All right, so we're here at the bank right now, about to deposit my 50 million that I made on Dogecoin. No, I'm kidding. All right, guys, so the next point, which is point number 3 or 4, whatever point we're on, which is the most important one, which is setting your alarms, right? So every point is important, but how do you know when you're gonna get into a trade if you haven't set your alarm? So after we already set our area of interest, you set your alarm at that area of interest and you want it to be hit. Obviously, when you're in session, whether it's New York or London session, but when your alarms get hit, you want to make sure you're active in front of the computer, your phone, whatever the case is, and then that you're taking the trade in the session that you're meant to take it. I personally only take trades London, maybe pre-London, New York, maybe a little bit pre-New York, and that's it. Anything after that, it's pretty much no movement in the markets. And let's get into the next one. Let me get 1 birthday cake pop.
Make it 2.
1 birthday cake.
Two birthday cake pops, the pink ones.
Alright, 2 birthday cake pops?
That's it. Yeah, we don't need more. The next key component is setting your confluences in order to take the trade, right? So it is super important to make sure you have all of your confluences lined up, right? Us at Swing Trading Lab, within the Guided Bootcamp, we have a series of confluences we need to meet in order to take the trade. Pretty simple ones are the first one that I already said. You need to have 3 time frames in sync, so you're pro trend trading. You're obviously trading with the trend. That's number 1. Number 2, you got to be buying at a solid area of interest. How do I find an area of interest? Just watch the other videos, or I can make a video on it. Just drop a comment below if you want me to do that. Third is you want to make sure you have the proper session when you're taking the trade, whether it's New York or London. After you need your entry signal, you want to make sure you have the proper entry signal when entering the trade. After the entry signal, you got to make sure your stop loss and take profit are, you know, worth it, because if you're having a trade that's a 1-to-1 risk to reward, it's just not worth it. You got to have a minimum of a 1 to 2.5, minimum of a 1 to 2.5, because 2.5% is 2.5% a week is 10% a month. So that's super key. Once you have all these confluences added up, you pretty much, you know, you grade your trade. We have a specific way how we grade our trades, but you could grade it anywhere from an A setup, B, C, or D. I personally myself, I don't like taking setups that are under a B setup because it's just not worth the money. And then after that, you pretty much just set and forget. So
So the hardest part?
no shit. So this trade was actually in my free Telegram. If you haven't joined my free Telegram, I highly encourage you to go do so. Not only do I give trades all the time, but I, you know, also do giveaways in there randomly, like how I just did with this last one with Rocket. But leading us to our last, and I believe is the most important tip, trick, whatever you want to call it when it comes to trading, that is mindset, the psychology of trading. So there's three very key important components when it comes to trading. That's going to be your stop loss placement, how to properly set and forget, and don't set and forget too much because then you mess everything up. When it comes to taking your trade and putting a stop loss, you need to be 100% okay with that trade hitting your stop loss immediately. Because if it hits it immediately and then you want to get back into it or get that money back, at that point you're not okay with what you're risking, so lower your risk. Whatever I risked on this trade to make 60K, I simply was 100% okay with it, and if I would have hit my stop loss, I would have moved on to the next trade. My point 2 would be set it, forget the proper way. Don't be attached to the money. You hear me say it in the recording.
I'm trying to make a logical trading decision right now. I don't want to close this trade because of the money, right? That's not the point. The point is to close the position if it's the right time to close. So as of right now, that's kind of what I'm debating. We are pulling up to my original take profit. This was supposed to get here in a day or two. But yeah, this has clearly gotten here a lot faster.
Am I making a logical business decision? Am I making a logical trading decision? Am I getting out of the trade because it's hit my take profit? Or am I getting out of the trade because it's hit a round number of 50,000 and I want to make 50,000 or 25,000, 75? We're attached to these round numbers for whatever reason. It's such a psychological barrier. But let's say you want to get out at 50,000, but it's so further away from where your original take profit is, you're tied to the money at that point. So that's gonna lead me to my third point, and it's don't be greedy. Don't set and forget too much. If I would have held this trade for, I think it was another day and a half, I could have made easily 150, 200, maybe even a $250,000, because the trade obviously kept going. But at that point, it wasn't a logical business decision. Holding the trade for that long would have simply been greed. And all of these three need to be tied together, because if one of them are out of sync, when you go take your next trade, you're not going to make a logical decision. You need to have the same approach to every single trade. Let's say I take the exact same setup on gold, the same exact setup I had in gold, but let's say on GJ, I'm not gonna think to myself, oh shit, if I would have held this trade last time for an extra day and a half, I would have made an extra 100K. Because if you come into that, then at that point you're just being greedy. You're not making a logical business decision. You have to keep it, you know, with the rules and everything according to your trading plan. So with that being said, join the free Telegram. Gems there all the time. Hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. It motivates me to keep pushing video out to you guys. Drop a comment if this video helped, if it was, you know, dope, gave some dope insights, if you guys liked the content. And I'll see you guys in the next video.